Okay, now stars in the universe. Now there's a Twinkle Eye. That's a very bright star near the Milky Way. Then there's Hansa Tisana. So Hansa Tisana, that's another star itself. That star only comes on October 31st. But you can't really see it because it's overlaps with a lot of clouds. Very dense and very misty clouds. Let's keep going with this. So we're going to talk about the moons. There are 80 moons in the Milky Galaxy. And there are 900 moons in the Hypalis Galaxy. Now, the Hypalis Galaxy is very fury and flamey, meaning if you go in a certain amount of speed, you won't survive. It's so fumihatical and it's very dangerous. The speed of light itself can reflect it, but it can't go through it. That's ECM squared. But ECM to the third power is electricity, which is very persuasive, meaning itself and meaning it's only itself when you go to that certain moon. And there are a lot of moons, like I said, that's very flamey with flames and it's very hot, you know. Our hottest planet is Uranus and Jupiter. Now, there are trees in a different universe, different part of the universe. There's a whole series of links of universe put together, but there's planets and Mars currently happening. Very, very small plants, as in molecules growing. I will give it about 5 years and you'll see a tree grow on Mars. That would be very, very historical. So we do find water, and the water itself is growing and gravitating towards these molecules for trees to grow in Mars itself. Mars has been calculated and observed for over 400 days now. And also, Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein have been studying Mars for series and series of their lives, meaning they plan and plan what happens in the universe, and especially Mars, because Mars is a very important planet to sprout out light. Life itself in Mars, thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, was very acidic, and it was hard to live there. You know, um, that was thousands and thousands of years ago, and there were people trying to get to Mars, and it never worked out. They tried to leave Earth and they never got there. Now, thousands of years ago, I'm not saying there's people that lived on Mars, but there's people on Earth that try to get to Mars. And they try to get airplanes and design them, and they made accidents trying to make planes to get to that universe to Mars. The reason why they knew about Mars is because I would say in the 1700s, 1769, they saw Mars in the sky. It was bright red, and everybody ran in the house to look at the reflection of the mirror that they made out of stones and pebbles and reflected to see it. Because there were blind people in the 1700s, a lot of them. The reason why people in the 1700s were blind and deaf is because they didn't have the technology that they had this current time of being. You know, there's not a lot of people who are blind and deaf because of the formulas we drink. You know, just to be honest, in the womb, there are some babies automatically blind and deaf because they're not seeing in the stomach. There's no light in the stomach. So, they're automatically blind and deaf. But like I said, 1700s, there was no instruments for that. And there was no utensils and all that other technology to formulate that baby to see. See, in the 1700s, it was very rocky. They was riding horses, all types of stuff. They didn't have the technology you have today, like cars and trucks and buses and subways and trains. So I'm very grateful for the technology that everybody around the world built, especially teachers and professors and construction workers and everybody entailed on Earth. Yeah, this is the formula I did in my head after reviewing aeronautical formulas, chemical biological formulas I was studying, having fun. Also, trigonometry included. E to the second power plus e to the 100 power equals e squared, square root of 102. So these are just different formulas I got bored and did for fun. I do this on a regular basis, and I have fun with doing it. I love education. Education is number one in my life. So I'm learning. It's hard because I really don't have money for education right now to go to a university or college. So there are scholarships, and I'm hoping I do get a scholarship to go. But there is a free college I'm enjoying and attending, which is Boards University, and they let me do the lectures for free. So I'm very grateful for that. Boards University, one of my first universities I attended.